You ever feel like you have to hide the stuff you're really passionate about just to, fit in? Well, we're going to dive into a graphic novel that's all about that incredible moment when you finally find your people, the ones who don't just get you, but actually celebrate you for who you are, and it's all through a shared love of science.
And this thought right here, this is what kicks the whole thing off. It's a perfect little clue that we're dealing with someone who doesn't just see the world, they analyze it. It sets the stage perfectly for a story that's all about smarts, curiosity, and, secret codes.
Okay, so the book we're jumping into today is The Secret Science Alliance and the Copycat Crook by the amazing Eleanor Davis. And really, it's a story about 3 kids who, on the surface, couldn't be more different, but underneath it all, they're secretly connected by their totally brilliant scientific minds.
All right, let's meet our main guy, a young scientist who's trying super hard to keep his genius under wraps. This is Section 1, A Scientist in Hiding.
So, meet Julian Calendar. He's the classic fish out of water, right? New town, new middle school. And he's absolutely terrified of getting made fun of for loving science. So what's his plan? Just keep his brilliant mind a complete secret. Just try to fly under the radar.
And that creates this huge problem, a real catch-22 that I think a lot of us have probably felt at some point. I mean, if you're hiding the coolest, most interesting parts of yourself just to blend in, how are the people who would actually get you, how are they ever supposed to find you? But just when he's settled into his quiet life of hiding, everything's about to get turned upside down by a very, very unusual invitation.
Suddenly, this mysterious note just appears, and it's written in a polyalphabetic cipher, which, is a pretty sophisticated code that uses a bunch of different alphabets to scramble a message. For a brain like Julian's, this is like catnip. It's a puzzle he just can't resist. So, of course, he cracks it. And it leads him right here, to Dora's Diner, with 2 huge questions swirling in his head. Who sent this, and what in the world do they want?
And then, the first person to walk in the door is the last person on Earth he expects to see. It's Ben Garza, the captain of the school basketball team, the popular kid. Julian is just floored. Ben walks right up to his table and says, "I see you decoded our message." Whoa. Okay, so the plot is definitely thickening here.
Julian is still reeling from Ben showing up when he's joined by Greta Hughes. And look, if Ben was a surprise, Greta is completely off the charts. She has this reputation for being the scariest girl in the entire school. She sits down, looks him dead in the eye, and reveals she knows his secret, that he's an expert in aerodynamics. Julian is so flustered he just immediately starts denying everything.
So they don't give him a pop quiz or anything. Instead, they hit him with this super fast word association game. It's basically a test of his scientific instincts. It starts off easy enough. Dog, cat, book, worm, but then it gets trickier. Apple, Newton, string, theory. And the final test, pi. And Julian, he just can't help himself. He immediately starts rattling off the digits of pi. And just like that, he's outed himself as the science whiz they suspected he was. He's passed the test.
Okay, so he's in, he's proven he's one of them, and now Julian is about to find out what he's really been invited to join. And trust me, it is way beyond anything he could have possibly imagined.
So Ben and Greta lead him not to some fancy high-tech lab, but to this. A kind of rundown shed in a messy backyard. I mean, it looks totally ordinary, just full of cobwebs and junk. And you have to imagine for a second, Julian's thinking, wait, is this all just some big, elaborate prank?
But of course, the shed isn't the real hideout. It's just the front door. Because a cutaway shows us the real secret. The actual headquarters is hidden deep underground.
Before they go any further, though, Greta gives him one last, super intense warning. She makes him swear he will never, ever tell a soul. If he does, she leans in and says, "I will make you regret it." He agrees, and with that, he's ready to go down into their secret world. And what he finds is just wow. He climbs down into this incredible, massive, 2-story underground lab. Just look at this place. There are shelves of chemicals, all kinds of engineering tools, complicated pulley systems, there's even a periscope. It's an inventor's absolute dream. For a kid like Julian, this is a place that, until now, has only existed in his imagination.
So the big question is, right? How did 2 middle schoolers pull this off?
Well, they explain how they stumbled upon a trapdoor in a vacant lot. It led down to the forgotten basement of a house that had been demolished years ago. And using nothing but their own smarts and resourcefulness, they turned that abandoned space into their own top-secret headquarters.
So, Julian has seen their secret world. But to truly become a member of the Alliance, he has to do more than just pass a word game. He has to prove his scientific chops.
And this is it, their big project. They call it the Copter. It is an incredible piece of machinery that they've built completely from scratch, but it has one giant flaw. It doesn't fly. When Greta fires it up to show him, the blades just spin and spin, but it goes nowhere. And get this, they've been stuck on this one problem for 2 whole months.
So while Ben and Greta are just looking at it, totally frustrated, Julian's brain immediately kicks into high gear. He's not just seeing a machine that doesn't work, he's analyzing the physics, the weight distribution, the aerodynamics. You can almost see the gears turning in his head as he zeroes in on exactly what's wrong. And boom, he absolutely nails it. He doesn't just guess either. He gives them specific, calculated fixes. He's like, okay, shift the fuel weight back towards the tail. That'll balance it out. And you need to increase the angle on the rear rotor blades. He even does the math, telling them it will result in a 23% increase in efficiency. This shows he's not just book smart. He's a genuine, hands-on problem solver.
And this right here, this is the moment of pure, total acceptance. Ben isn't jealous, he's not threatened, he is just thrilled. He's like, wow, Julian, I knew you'd have some ideas for us. This is exactly why they brought him in. His specialized knowledge of aerodynamics, it was the one missing piece of their puzzle.
And as Julian thinks to himself, you know what? It looks like the 3 of us are going to work great together. That big problem he had at the very beginning is just gone. He doesn't have to hide who he is anymore. He's found his people. The Secret Science Alliance is officially a go.
So Julian, Ben, and Greta, they've found each other, and they've built this amazing sanctuary of science. And it just leaves us with this one super exciting question. With all that brain power combined, what kind of incredible inventions are they going to create, and what mysteries are they going to solve next?